small businesses mean to the community. Our local businesses are what make our community unique and special. We appreciate that you are part of the Neighbors Helping Neighbors fundraiser, and we would like to give you a chance to say hello to the community. So I'll now let you introduce yourself and your business.
Good morning. My name is Brian Hamlin. I'm here on behalf of Hamlin Cabinet Corporation. It's a family-owned business that's been in Norfolk since 1964.
Tell us more about your story and how your company first got started.
My company had first started, my dad has always been into woodworking since he was back in high school. He worked for a gentleman, Elmer Erickson was his name, who was one of the original cabinet makers in Norfolk. And he worked there until he moved up into Franklin, a business up in there. And then in 1964, he had picked up enough side projects. So with 3 children at that point, I was 2. They decided that he was going to start their own business between he and my mom. And my mom didn't do much more than take care of us. And I don't want to slight that any, because taking care of 3 children at that point was, as we found out, 2 more later on, is no small goal. So it was definitely a joint effort. And it's something I'm proud to be still standing behind today at this point. Since 1964, we've been in Norfolk. We've been at 3 locations. We had first started in the basement of our house. My dad had started it there with 281 Main Street. We moved up to 51 Lawrence Street on the other side of town. And we've been down since 1985. We've been down in the building here on 112 Pond Street in Norfolk.
Do you specialize in one type of cabinet style or a specific type of wood?
At this point, we have majority of the stuff is going more towards a paint grade type of thing. So everybody's looking for the whites, the off whites, getting a little more into the grays and different colors. We've always, as a cabinet maker, I've always loved the natural wood tones. So we're looking at the cherries, the oaks, white oaks, quarter sawn oak. Kind of the specialty type of products is what we do more of. We can do the paint grades. We can do anything like that. We can do an inset cabinet. We can do a frameless cabinet, which gives you a little more accessibility into the cabinet. And we can do paint finishes and stain finishes. Our family name has been in it for years. It's something we take a lot of pride in, putting out a quality product. So we take our time, we get things done the way they should be. We use some nice finishes, durable finishes onto them. So it's something that's going to be lasting in houses for years.
How have cabinet styles changed over the years?
Most of it's more in accessibility for the different hardwares, more so than the cabinet styles. I mean, you still, for lack of better, it's a box that has doors over it. But I mean, you're taking the different things, you're doing the inset style to them. So you have a door that fits inside a face frame. Face frame is a decorative piece that covers over the box that's built for the main cabinetry. Then you have adjustable shelves. So things like that have changed in that. We can do the dovetail drawers. We do the soft close drawer runners. We'll do the soft close hinges. So things get a little quieter, but still doesn't quiet down the pots and pans any. You start sliding those around, they still make a lot of noise.
Do you have a favorite thing about being a small business in Norfolk?
Being in a small business in Norfolk is always something I've enjoyed, whether it be something where I have availability to go out and see when my kids were growing up, to see things that they were doing at the schools and everything else was always nice. To be available for customers that are in the area. So if you see them uptown, you're able to talk to them and go over different things up there, run into them at different schools, different things like that. And where it's my face and my name that's on it, my family name that's on it, is something where they'll recognize me right away, where they may not recognize my installer or different people like that, anybody working in the shop. But it's for something like that, it's always been fantastic.
Is there a fun fact about your business that the community might like to learn about?
Well, I guess was starting most of the businesses years ago. One of the things that my dad had always talked about is borrowing a table saw to start his cabinet company. So we borrowed this from somebody to get things started and everything else. But there's one thing that I do remember, as salesmen started to show up in there, they're kind of looking around, and I mean, he basically had one table saw that he was making these cabinets with, and he'd do raised panel doors. He'd make everything with them. And a salesman had come in and he's kind of looking around a little bit. And he's looking, he's like, "Is this all you have for tools?" And my dad's like, "Oh, no." He says, "I have more tools in the other room." He says, "They're just not out in this area right now." He said, and long and short is, I mean, he started with one table saw that he borrowed and went from that. I mean, there was nothing else in the shop short of some hand tools.
What is the best way for someone to learn more about your business?
I mean, if they want to get in touch with us, they can contact us 508-384-8371, or they can look us up on the internet, www.hamlincabinetcorp.com. We have a bunch of pictures on there that they can take a look at. There's availability for requesting appointments, anything like that. We're at 112 Pond Street in Norfolk. They can call up, make an appointment. With COVID and everything else, we're still keeping an eye on things. Walk through the showroom, see what's there. Interview either with myself or any one of my staff members that are here for the sales, and just go from there.
Do you have any final messages you'd like to send out to the community?
One of the biggest things I'd like to say to the community is, welcome to the community. We appreciate you staying in Norfolk and choosing Norfolk as an area. And if you have any opportunity whatsoever, please stop by, take a look at our showroom, see what's down here for you, to see what's available. Hinging, different things like that. We can help people if they have broken hinges in their house. We can look up stuff online, find them for them. It's a little easier than them trying to find them online, because if we see specifically what they're looking for, then we can help with something like that and find that faster for them. And I mean, a hinge today, maybe a cabinet or something in a couple of weeks, we don't know. So just staying open to everything that's available for anybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm Mia Valencia, and thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Mia.